Die Uhr.
The clock is a trophy from our flea market adventures. Chalk this particular purchase up to every cabin needs one. The ticking begins to feel homey after a while. The first night was a nightmare, though. Time never mattered much to us while we were hiding from the rest of the world here. As long as we were together and happy. The clock has always been rather autonomous. No matter how many times we've wound it up, it keeps going out of sync. Actually, I think it might have gone out of sync again. No trusting this clock. I wonder what time it is. As if it mattered. The clock has always been rather autonomous. No matter how many times we've wound it up, it keeps going out of sync.
Gut.
Unlike its sibling, this lamp would last for months.
Wir haben uns die andere gar nicht angeguckt, ne?
We brought the lamps with us when we got this place all those years ago. They were from a garage sale. The sun is streaming through the window. No reason to turn this on. All these metaphors and similes in my head. Light of my life. Make light. Wait, that's another kind of light. A lamp is a lamp, but to a writer, every mundane item triggers connections, and that leads to more. It seemed like neither of us could bother to properly wipe the lampshades. All these metaphors and similes in my head.
Okay.
Light of my life. Make light. Wait, that's another kind of light.
Okay, was ist hier? Aha, hab ich's mir doch gedacht. Skin Quest. Bla bla bla. Okay. Boobtastic Interview.
She was
Aha.
special. Contradictory. She didn't mind these. Actually, I think she was into them too.
That looks interesting. We can always try it.
I read it for the articles, of course.
Natürlich.
Like that one by the guy. That one about the thing. I needed some incentive to go check the mailbox from time to time. It's some way through the woods. Something good left in this world. They still make covers like this. Erotic. Not obscene. She's beautiful, but what's her obsession with dolphins?
Dolphins? I'm terrified of dolphins.
I needed some incentive to go check the mailbox
Okay.
from time to time. It's some way through the woods.
Dann haben wir das auch. Fenster.
It's a beautiful day, though there's an unnatural calm surrounding the area. I've always loved the hazy afternoon shades of this place. It's deep into summer, so there's a few hours left until it gets dark. The sunlight is so bright here. In other circumstances, this would have been the perfect afternoon for us. There's a crack in this window from a tantrum she threw some time ago. It wasn't the only thing she threw. Not exactly perfect soundproofing. The sunlight can be confusing, oppressive, as if pregnant with some ill omen. Or is the stress finally catching up with me? The sunlight is so bright here.
Okay, ich habe ein bisschen
In other
Angst vor diesem Spiegel.
circumstances, this would have been the
Ja,
perfect
ja, ja, ja,
afternoon
das
for
kennen wir
us.
schon. Ich habe ein bisschen Angst vor diesem Spiegel. Das ist das Letzte, was wir uns hier in diesem Haus angucken können. Ich weiß nicht, hat das Spiel eigentlich ein Ende? Okay, ein Handspiegel. Oh, ein
There's a
Kamm.
strand of blonde hair in the comb.
Ist das von Serena?
Yes. Blonde hair like sun rays. I'm remembering. What's wrong with my memory? Did I have a stroke? She also had a brush, but I can't see it anywhere. Nor some of her other personal items.
Irgendwas stimmt nicht.
It's just a regular comb bought from a supermarket, new enough to still have all its teeth.
Ist ein bisschen gruselig.
She also had a brush,
Okay. Was
but I
mit
can't see it anywhere.
mit dem Spiegel?
Hers. I used it too, when shaving. There's only an outhouse, and for some reason, whoever erected the rickety thing didn't think to include wall-to-wall mirrors, so this came in handy. Should I dust for fingerprints? I might if I were in a detective story. After all these years, it permanently smells of her and her perfume. The last thing I need now is to see myself in the mirror. I must look awful.
Ja.
There's dust on this, too. It's everywhere. After all these years, it permanently smells of her and her perfume.
Okay, ihr könnt zurück. Kann ich nicht nach oben gucken? Ich will eigentlich nach oben gucken. Okay, Schubladen. Eine Uhr. Kann ich die nicht anschauen? Nein, kann ich offenbar nicht. Diese Schublade. Okay, das kann ich anschauen.
Dearest, how do I say any of this? I like your way with words, but if I don't write this, I don't know what I'll do. My life feels so unreal now, dreamlike, but wonderfully so. Let me try, even if clumsily. The hours I spent with you when we last met are precious to me. I was so lost such a short time ago. Everything seemed drained of color and feeling. I think we were meant to find each other, to bring meaning to our lives again, make sense of the confusion shrouding both of us. When we stepped into the crystal silence of the snowy woods, away from the chatter of the guests, all nature seemed expectant, as if holding its breath, witnessing a rare moment of something infinitely better than what life in the ordinary run of things has to offer. Do you remember how the light crust of the snow glittered in the reflected light of the country house? How the copse of trees in which we walked was haloed with a magical aura? I felt the chill of the night air, and you opened your coat and enfolded me in your arms, and we hugged tight, sharing the warmth, sharing the only thing any of us have to share on this earth when you think about it.
Okay.
And then you toppled us on the snow, you devil. We laughed and rolled around, my head already spinning from the wine and crisp, pure night air and the stillness all around. We lay back, and I gasped when I realized what I was seeing. The luminous starscape, like a vast velvet cloth sprinkled with powdered sugar, like it can only be seen in the countryside. I had tears in my eyes when I turned to you and we kissed, and it felt like the only moment in all of time, or outside time, and ours was the only spark that could ignite the universe. You gave me these moments. You complete me in ways I never knew to dream of. Let me be the one who makes sense of the confusion whenever you feel lost again. We can make our own world against the rest of the world if need be. Together we can silence all the demons, heal all the wounds. I love you. In eternity yours, Serena.
It's been so long since I said her name out loud. I think that's the moment I fell in love with her, when she told me the soothing sound of her name.
Was ist dann nochmal, wenn ich das nochmal anklicke? Ich traue mich nicht.
So glad to meet you. My name is Serena.
Okay.
These keys are for the cabin and the car.
For the car. Was für ein Schlüssel hat denn der Car? Das
If
Auto,
the
bitte.
keys are here, does she have her spare? I should probably stay here in case she doesn't. Did she even have her own spare? We also have a key for the outhouse, but can't be bothered to keep it anywhere other than under that rock next to the thing. No one comes here anyway. We did have a night prowler once who left a mark inside the outhouse, but we rarely lock it anyway. I never noticed it before, but there's some rust on the ring. Should get a new one. We also have a key for the outhouse,
Okay.
but can't be bothered to keep it anywhere other than under that rock next
Was
to
ist
the thing.
los mit diesem Mann? Warum erinnert er
No
sich so
one comes
schlecht?
here anyway.
Okay.
They prevent my blood pressure from skyrocketing. Doctor's orders. And Serena's. I'm generally not fond of taking medication. I find it hard to believe ingesting a few chemicals will do me much good in the long run.
Don't forget your pill, hun. I know you'd rather not, but you know it's for the best.
Beta blockers. I have high blood pressure. I'm only supposed to take these before meals. Not a big fan of them. They do tend to alleviate my headaches, though. Beta blockers. I have high blood pressure.
Okay. Kann ich nach oben gucken? Nein, kann ich nicht. Okay, zurück. So komme ich nur zu dem Tisch, ne? Ich kann mich selber nicht anschauen. Und jetzt habe ich alles angeguckt. Ich habe die Kiste noch nicht genau angeguckt. Ich will zur Kiste. Lass mich in die Kiste gucken.
Big enough for a lifetime of mementos. We hated guns, so we never had any, even out
Okay.
here. But this would have been a good place to keep one, since it can be locked.
Okay, und jetzt? Ich verstehe das nicht so ganz. Maybe later, hat er doch gesagt. Ich habe aber kein Menü, oder? Nee. Hä? Was ist für eine komische Ansicht? Okay. Habe ich hier irgendwas übersehen? Na, hier war der Brief. Vielleicht muss ich den Brief doch nochmal anschauen.
Dearest, how do I say any of this? And then you toppled us on the snow.
Aber jetzt
My
sagt er
heart
nichts.
is racing. I can't help but feel there is something I have to do.
Aber was?
Dearest, how do I say any of this? I like your way with words, but if I don't write this, no. And then you toppled us on the snow, you devil. We laughed and rolled.
Okay.
Where is she?
Oh, langsam macht mir das Angst. Ich weiß nicht warum. Wer ist sie? Ich weiß es nicht. Ich kann es dir nicht sagen. Schlüssel.
We did have a night prowler once who left a mark inside the outhouse. But we rarely lock it anyway.
Okay. Wir können doch
This
nicht
door
rausgehen,
has
oder?
been creaking for years. One of the many things I promised I would fix. I have this gut feeling that I shouldn't leave just yet. There's nothing for me out there. This door has been creaking for years. One of the many things. I always resisted the temptation to sweep things under there when it was my turn to tidy up.
Die ist doch bestimmt in der Kiste.
We found this trunk at a flea market, big enough for a lifetime of... We hated guns. We found this big enough for a lifetime of memento. We hated guns,
Aber das
so
sind doch
we never had
Schlüssel.
any, even out here.
Warum kann ich die Schlüssel nicht
But
nehmen?
this would have been a good place to keep one, since it can be locked.
Okay, er hat vorhin irgendwas über die...
The
Oh, warte
furniture
mal.
came with the cabin. Considering how off the beaten path this place is, that helped make up our mind.
Ich schau mir nochmal das Foto an. Vielleicht erinnert er sich jetzt. Oh, Tatsache.
The guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film camera. My love, we don't have a lot of photos of ourselves as a couple, so this one is quite important.
Und jetzt? Ich hatte gerade gar nicht auf die Uhrzeit geachtet. Jetzt hat sich irgendwas gedreht und geklingt. Was hängt eigentlich über dem Bett? Ein Traumfänger. Oh Gott, diese Musik. Was ist mit der Uhr?
How long has it been, I wonder? I can't tell. And I miss her so much. That ticking, it never stops. I've wasted so much time in my life. Did I ever take a break to show her how much I truly cared?
Ich muss nur ganz kurz ein bisschen leiser für mich machen.
Actually, I think it might have gone out of sync again.
Okay, jetzt ist die Musik ein bisschen unsettling. Jetzt kann ich vielleicht in die Kiste schauen. Was ist da drin?
Is there anything worse than beautiful memories turning to dust?
Ja, beautiful bodies turning to dust.
I feel like I don't even have the strength to lift the lid. What once gave me so much joy now fills me with unbearable sorrow. found this trunk at a flea market. We used to love rummaging. Big enough for a lifetime of mementos.
Okay. Schlüssel. Ich brauche den Schlüssel, glaube ich. Okay, das ist unglaublich gruselig. Ich habe gerade voll Gänsehaut. Shit. Okay. Nochmal den Text.
Dearest, how do I say any of this? I like your way with words, but if I don't write this, I don't know what I'll do. My life feels so unreal now, dreamlike, but wonderfully so. And then you toppled us on the snow.
Okay. Was mit den Schlüsseln? Die waren doch hier, ne?
I should leave the keys here until she comes back. Because I know she will.
Where are you going?
I said I'd be back, and here I am. I did come back.
Oh.
I never noticed it before, but there's some rust on the ring. Should get a new one. We also have a key for the outhouse, but can't be bothered to keep it anywhere other than under that rock next to the thing. No one comes here anyway.
Okay, Moment. Er ist gegangen. Sie hat gefragt, wohin er geht, und er ist gegangen. Und er kam wieder, aber wahrscheinlich war es jetzt zu spät. Anders kann ich mir das nicht erklären.
She always reminded me to take these. I never asked her to. She just did it. I've been so immature about these. Even resorted to the old pill under the tongue trick more than a few times. She deserved better.
Please take it. It's not just that I worry about you. I don't want to bury my pig-headed husband.
I'm only supposed to take these before meals.
Okay, wir kriegen jetzt neue Sachen jedes
I
Mal.
never noticed it before, but there's a tiny crack in it. Well, it's a hairline fracture. I still remember when this thing smelled of fresh paint. How did I miss everything getting dinkier, more worn? We should have renewed our life somehow, but money was always so tight.
Oh Gott, diese
The last thing I need now is to see myself in the mirror. I must look awful.
Also wir kriegen neue Texte jetzt für jedes. Wo wir vorher schon Texte gekriegt haben. Okay. Was ist mit der Uhr?
No trusting this clock.
Okay, das
I
hatten wir
wonder
schon.
what time it is.
Do you remember how the light crust of the snow glittered in the reflected light of the country house?
When did the color fade from these lampshades? That's why we liked them in the first place. There's enough light already.
Jetzt merkt er auch langsam, dass alles ziemlich
A
abgetragen ist.
lamp is a lamp, but to a writer, every mundane item triggers connections, and that leads to more.
Hat er was Neues darüber zu sagen?
A radiant cover image on this one. Hardly much consolation. These girls look quite adventurous.
Doing more research, dear?
Something good left in this world. They still make covers like this.
Okay, sie hat's also doch
Erotic.
genervt.
Not obscene. As always, I automatically went to the window side, and she took the one by the armoire. Some of her scent still lingers. What's the matter with me? I can't seem to remember even ordinary things. When was the last time we made love? Maybe if I go to sleep, I will wake up, and there she'll be, arms wrapped around me, the warm and passionate touch of her lips. But I can't sleep. It feels as if I've been awake for ages.
Ich glaube, wir sind ein Geist.
I feel too restless to sleep right now.
Ich glaube, wir sind ein Geist. Ich glaube, er ist gegangen und kam niemals mehr wieder. Und als er zurückkommt, ist sie natürlich auch tot. Und vielleicht hat er sich dann erschossen. Ich weiß es nicht, weil er hat
Could you
ja
take this out and beat it, love? It's getting a bit dusty.
er hat ja auch darüber geredet, dass sie keine Waffen mögen, aber dass man da eine Waffe drin lagern könnte.
It's one of the few decorative things here. We weren't much of homemakers, either of us. I remember us washing it, properly in the lake many summers ago. Once.
The rug's all crooked again. Can you help me straighten it out?
Okay. Also, einmal dahin.